So I was lucky enough that Filmin already had a camper van that semi-matched the Spaceballs thing. But I needed to do a bit of work just to kind of clear it out. So I deleted all the mesh that I didn't need, and then this is me kind of going back through and kind of cleaning it up. I'm not sure if he created it, I can't remember, but it was more just the fact that I needed to tidy it up. I wanted more quads and so on and so forth, because that's kind of like the how I'm used to working. Here I'm just starting to put all the details in. You can see that the wings aren't really anything special. I mean, for a film in the 80s, I think it is, very simple mesh. It was probably a very simple model. And so this is me just kind of going back through and just trying to tidy up as much as possible. I did found a lot of, actually no, I didn't find a lot of images. There's barely any reference photos. It was all pretty much the same image. I even tried to go watch Spaceballs to try and find some better pictures, but you know, online it was pretty much exactly the same. And so I'm just kind of going through, starting to add in those extra details. I'm not being too careful with my geometry count, but still, you know, within reason, trying not to be a jerk, because at the end of the day, this is going to a game engine. So I did use those constraints. But yeah, fairly straightforward, just simple geometry manipulation. The air vents, you know, we're just extruding here. I don't even think I put in vents here. I think I just used a texture because of a little bit of laziness. But yeah, but I still did want clean geometry. So I think that's really important, especially I know that BeamBG, you know, when you smash up a car, that it bends really nice, so on and so forth. So I did try and have everything as clean as possible. You know, getting square windows, I did a little bit of the prep work and that kind of sped it up faster. Even there, you saw that there was an Engon, but I still cleaned it up, put it back into quads, and obviously when we export it out into wherever Substance or straight into BeamBG, it'll probably triangulate the mesh. So I wasn't being too concerned about that. I don't know if Filmin noticed if there was any geometry issues. Didn't say. That's fine. So yeah, the camper van itself, it did match the Spaceballs van as much as possible. Did match it quite a bit, but I still needed to go back in and, you know, fix up the windows. You can see that the initial camper van is window wise, and even the front end wise, is different. So it was just, really simple adding in these extra details. And I mean, Blender's so powerful. I think in total, this took me probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I was really lucky that that base mesh was there. This is me just adding in those extra details. Now, I was thinking about actually baking it into the texture, but I was like, stuff that. It'll be fine. Like, the van itself wasn't very geometry heavy, so I was okay. This is now, I'm just bringing it in Substance Painter. Probably could have done all the materials in Blender. That would have been smarter. But you know what? Substance Painter does a pretty good job. Now, this is me just going backwards and forths between Blender and Substance. The reason why is the normals were facing actually the wrong way. And so technically with the normals, if it faces one way, is kind of like, think of a inside out box. It just doesn't make much sense. How do you explain normals? That's one thing with Substance, and you saw it right at the start, is there is a lot of baking the textures, and that I think is one of the core things that I reckon it should almost be done automatically, but whatever, it took me ages to work that out. And yeah, just kind of doing stuff, adding materials, adding layers. Pretty much Substance is almost like a 3D Photoshop. Yeah. Now, I was trying to add in stickers to actually match the Spaceballs thing, but for the life of me, I couldn't work it out. Since then, I have worked it out. See, I actually tried to watch some tutorials while doing it. And then I just went, stuff this. So that's why there's actually no stickers on this model, because I couldn't work it out. Nobody noticed. So I think I ended up just like, stuff this. I ended up just drawing him in. And there you go. You can see that I'm just using like the pen tool, just draw him in. I'm like, near enough's good enough. As far as I know, Nobody's complained. But we know, like, on the actual reference photos, there's, like, stickers that go on it. There is, yeah, there we go. See, just... Sorry, buddy. If you can see my dodginess. But kind of going into the game, it looks okay. Nobody's the wiser. So I'm pretty chuffed with how this turned out. I know Philman's pretty chuffed, and it was a great, I think it was like a 10, 12-hour stream that he did on getting this working, all the mechanics and all the controls. So, yeah, I know my son was pretty happy playing it. So just make sure you go check out Philman's channel. He's got it available to download on his links. I will link something somewhere. Go check it out. Like, subscribe, and do all that jazz.